Good morning, students. In this lecture, I'll teach you about the table creation, its attributes, specifically Rowspan and Colspan. So let's begin with what is a table. A table is basically used in web pages for systematic arrangement of information in tabular format. Or we can say it is a two-dimensional matrix consisting of rows and columns. All the table-related tags are included between the table tag, and each row is described in between TR tag, and column is described in between TD tag or TH tag that I'll discuss again. Then table heading can be written in between the caption tag. As you can see from this table, table data can be divided into two categories. First category is the table heading and second category is the table data. Table heading is defined using TH tag. By default, the content of the table heading is automatically centered and appear in boldface. And table data specifies the individual data cells that are placed in between TD tags, and by default they are left justified. As you can see here, these are table heading and table data is specified by data. Let's see how to design a table. Suppose I want to write an HTML code to design a table that contains two columns and two rows. Heading 1 and heading 2. This is the first row and there are two columns. Data 1 and data 2. Second row contains data 1 and data 2. Suppose this is heading 1 and heading 2. To design this table, first of all, we need to write the table tag, table, and for giving the border to this table, we can write an attribute border is equal to 1. This indicates the width of the border, and close table tag. It means we are creating a table. Now to create first row, we write inside the TR tag. TR. Then for heading we use TH tag. TH, heading 1. This is a single data. Then close this by TH tag. Then second data is TH, because this is also an heading. Heading 2, then close TH. Now since first row is completed, you can now close the TR tag. This is the first row. Now second row can be written as TR tag. Then TD is used for data. First data is data 1. Then close TD. Now second data is TD. Data 2. Then close TD tag. Then close this row. So we have created second row also. In this way, you can design the table. Let's see another example. Inside heading, it is written title table example. Inside body, table can be written inside the body section. Table border is equal to 1. It specifies the width of the border, this width. If you specify border is equal to 0, then there will be no border for this table. Then first row is TR, TH. You can see as from the output, fruits displays in bold and it is centered. Fruits, second heading is color. Then next row is TR, TD, BG color is equal to red. As you can see here, TD, inside TD, it is written BG color is equal to red. It means background color of this cell is red. Okay. And if we write table BG color is equal to red, it means whole table will appear in red color, or we can say background color will be red for the whole table. In this way, you can create the table. Now we can add various attributes to this table. Let's see what are the attributes that we can add. First attribute is border. We can add border property to the table. The border attribute specifies the border of the table in pixels. Then BG color specifies the background color of the table row. Either we can write for row or table data or for table as a whole. We can write BG color in TR tag also if we want to give background color for individual rows. The next attribute is cell spacing. It denotes the empty space between the cells. Cell spacing is this distance in between the cells. distance between the cells. And cell padding denotes the empty space around the cell content. So cell padding here is this distance between the content and the cell wall. This distance. The next attribute is align. If you want to display the table at the center or right or left of the web page, then you can use align attribute. Its values can be left, right, or center. V-align specifies the vertical alignment of the cell content. It accepts the values as top, middle, and bottom. It specifies the vertical alignment, not the table. The vertical alignment of the cell content, not the table. Next attribute is the width. It specifies the width of the table with a specific number of pixels, or we can specify percentage of the available screen width. And by default, it is adjusted based on the cell data values. Now next attribute is Colspan. It instructs the browser to take up more than one column as specified, or we can say it is used to merge columns. And Rowspan instructs the browser to take up more than one row as specified, or we can say it is used to merge the rows. Now let's see an example of Colspan. See here, fruits and color. Here we have merged two columns. For this, we need to write Colspan is equal to 2. See, in the first row, I have written TR, then TH, Colspan is equal to 2. Fruits, and the content is fruits and color. And other row will be same, as these are individual cells. So remember it, whenever we need to write or merge the columns, then we need to write TD or TH. Colspan is equal to 2. The next example is the table with row span. Row span denotes the number of rows a cell should span. As you can see here, this row is equal to 2 rows, or I have merged 2 rows for this cell. How we can design the code for this? Let's see, first row is contains individual cells, so there is no problem. first row contains individual cells. Then second row also contains apple and red individual cells. Then come to third row. In the third row, there are two columns. First contains grapes and green, which spans for two rows. So I can write here TR, TD, BG color green. First data is grapes and second data is green, and inside TD I have written row span is equal to 2. It means green data green will occupy the space of two rows. Then in the next row, I can add only single data TD BG color green as guava. We do not need to write green again as it is already specified in previous row. So this is an example of row span. Next, we will continue in our next lecture.